Today we're going to go over the VXvue workflow. To start off, we're going to log in. We have three different types of user accounts. We have user, service, and admin. For our purposes, we're just going to go through user. So first we're going to want to put in the account we're wanting, as well as the password that's given to us, and then hit login. A few things may need to refresh, so just give it some time. It's then going to bring us back to wherever we ended up last time we logged out. System, for our purposes, it was registration, which is where we're going to be starting. Within registration, we have three different tabs: unscheduled, scheduled, and reserved. Unscheduled is where you're going to be putting the patient information in, whose information has not already been put in at an earlier date or has been provided to us. The scheduled tab is going to provide us with any patient information that is given to us by a modality work list. And then reserved is any patient information we have input in ahead of time, maybe at the beginning. For our purposes, we're just going to go through unscheduled. You can see that the patient ID and last name is both in green. That is the bare essentials of what we're going to be needing here. We're going to start off by putting in the patient ID. Just do 1, 2. If we were to go with this patient ID, this has been used before. So if we click over to the last name, it is going to auto-generate, and any other information that it did have would also auto-generate. However, we do want to use a new patient, so we're going to remove the last name and then choose a different patient ID. Perfect. So then we're going to put in the last name of test, the first name of Maven. Below that, we're going to click on the sex of the patient, and then birth date. We can input that right here using our keyboard. It does need to go in the American way of month, day, year, so do keep that in mind. However, if we'd like, we can use this calendar to choose the patient's birth date, like so. Below birth date, we have accessioning number, and below that we have procedure. Procedure gives us a certain amount of shots that we're wanting to take. So if we were wanting to use, say, a C-spine series, we'll select that. It's going to give us these 4 options here. However, we're not going to be doing a C-spine series, so we're just going to cancel that. Below procedure, we have performing physician. It does autofill to the current user, so do keep that in mind. After we have all the information input for that the shot that we're wanting to take, we have 2 options for us. We have add to reserve, which this will all go over to the reserved list here, or we can start the study. We also have a third option of emergency, used in case there is someone coming in with a medical emergency and you're not able to get their patient information in before you can take the image. So for our purposes, we're just going to click on Start Study. It's going to bring us over to this page here. You have our little skeleton here on the left-hand side. Scrolling through our little skeleton friend, we have general, spine, body, lower extremity, upper extremity, skull, and stitch. If you are wanting to stitch some shots together, you don't have to choose stitch. However, this does give you a series of shots for the most prominent stitching that you might do. So our purposes, we're going to go over to general, go over to chest, and select an AP. We can see both these are ready. And since this is a simulated setup, we do have an exposure button up here. However, this is just simulating you pressing the exposure button on your X-ray machine. So we'll do that right now. Beautiful. So at this point, we can send it off to any DICOM send using the this button right here. We can also reject the image if we don't like it. If we're wanting to close out the study, if we have everything we want, we can choose closing it out using this close out button right here. However, there is a menu for us to get a bit more information from this. So we click over here on maximize. We get some manipulation tools, layout tools, annotations, just regular tools. We also have the ability to send, print, reject, suspend, close all, and edit patient information. Since we have all the shots we're wanting to do, we're going to close out here in just a moment. One thing I do want to point out is if we're not liking the technique that we went through, maybe it's a little too dark and or a little too light, we can right click, go up and down to change the window and level to get exactly what we're wanting. So, all right. So now that we have everything how we want it, we're going to close out right here. It's going to keep us in exposure. However, if we click over to database, and we'll see we have a couple images right here. What I like to do is hit clear and then search. However, if you're just wanting to see today's, we can just click on today or the last week or the last month. Or we're just going to keep it on today's date. All right, to get back into the study, we have a couple options here. You can either click on the study and click on open right here, or we can simply double click it, in which it'll open up. We have all the tools available to us when we maximized earlier, as well as changing the technique as well. If we're wanting to exit out of this, we can simply go back to database, or we can close out like so. Perfect. If for whatever reason we're wanting to select two different studies and compare them, what we can do is select the first study, click on the control button on our keyboard, selecting the other study as well. However, there is a better way to do that if you're using just the touchscreen. We'll click over here on multi-select. Click on the studies we're wanting to see, and then click over on compare. This will bring up the two studies we had, as well as any other studies we're wanting to see or were selected. You can go all the way to 2x1 to 2x2 if we wanted to compare 4 different studies against each other. All right, we're just going to close out of that. If for whatever reason we don't like the study that we did, we can reject it for whatever reason. It does keep it there, and there is ways for us to delete that. However, that needs to be done through the administrative user. So do have someone with the admin ability on staff. If you have any other questions, feel free to give us a call at 1-800-949-8015, option 2. Thank you very much.
Thank you for watching this video. If you would like to learn more about Maven Imaging products, check out our website at mavenimaging.com. You can also call 1-800-949-8015 or email our sales department at sales@mavenimaging.com. If you need technical support, email support@mavenimaging.com or call 1-800-949-8015.